The following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Sitting down and designing, where every man them are thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't test me. Big up the girls inside the party, let's get down to crazy Jimmy. Big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
Bitch, I'm your one I wanna be, Jimmy Star, new celebrity.
We'll take you out to Jimmy Stars. He'll dress
to the Jimmy. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, bringing you the good times in music, fashion, pop culture, and entertainment. We're going to have a fun show for you guys today, kind of laid back and awesome. Hope everybody's doing well. Before we get started, let's start saying hi to everybody. The chat room's filling up. First off, we'll say hi to our cool, outrageous man about town, Mr. Ron Russell.
Hey, everybody. How you doing? This is Astro, our little 7-pound boy. And he just loves me and never leaves me alone. He follows me all over. He's at my side all the time. Excuse the eyeglass, the sunglasses, but again, the bright lights of the studio are affecting my cataracts. How long before they're healed, I wonder?
That I'm not sure, but we have
I mean, one eye is about 6 weeks old. The other eye is almost 3 weeks old. Oh, boy, what you have to do, huh?
He's so cute.
He's adorable.
So we'll find out more because you're going back to the eye doctor next week before my knee thing.
Right. I wonder, because, sunlight and the studio lights are really bright.
So what's up, everybody? We got a fun show for you guys today. We have Keith Tatnus McCleary coming on, and he's a lot of fun. We've both done interviews on his show, and he's a wrestler and all kinds of cool things. And then we have Mona Marshall coming on, and she is one of the most popular voiceover actresses in Hollywood. She's in every one of the, if you have kids, she's voiced characters in every film that they actually have watched. My favorite, though, is that she's on South Park, and she does a bunch of the voices of people on South Park, so it's a lot of fun. We have a chat room filled with people. Let's start saying hi to everybody in the chat room. Teresa Sabin from Florida is in the chat room, and Cindy Lady Lake is in the chat room from she's also in Florida.
Hey, girls.
Michaela Singleton is there. Oh, Eileen just popped in. Hey, Eileen
Shapiro. What'd you think of my article on Facebook today about flirting? Men that flirt.
That's funny.
You should read it and make a comment.
There you go. What's up with that? Then we have Backpack John is in the chat room. I'm not sure who was up at the top of this whole thing. Oh, Angela Joseph is in the chat room, and Dawn Hinton is in the chat room. I'm pretty sure I saw Dawn earlier in there.
Hi, Dawn, Angie, baby. Hey, baby, how are you?
And B. Claudia just joined us.
B. Claudia, how are you?
There you go. You gotta love it. So we're gonna have a fun show, you guys. Before we get started, we want to give a shout out to Anton. He left a little note in here from Australia saying that he couldn't make it. He apologized and that he was gonna miss it, but he wanted to let us know why he wasn't.
He can
there.
watch us on rerun on whatever
on replay.
There
you go. You gotta love it. And B. Claudia says her cat is there too, since we have our dog.
Astro is the best, though. Astro is the best.
What, you guys? We're gonna get all you guys in the chat room to come on our Christmas show. Whenever our Christmas show is coming up, we're gonna have everybody come. It's gonna be a wild, fun time, so everybody can see what everybody looks like. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it because Christmas is not that far off. It really is. We're in October already.
Yeah, and the weather is going to be gorgeous here. I understand this weekend it's going to chill down to maybe like 85, which is wonderful. Dry, beautiful 85, breezy, cool, blue skies, gorgeous weather. That's what we're here for.
We can't wait.
I can't wait.
In the meantime, it's October, you guys. It's my favorite month. All the great horror stuff. I get to watch it all over again. We watched Hocus Pocus the other night, and now I'm watching Ratched, which Ron didn't like it, so I'm watching it. If you guys, it's done by the American Horror Story people, but it is awesome.
No, it's not.
It's
American Horror Story without the title American Horror Story. They just changed the title. The actors are the same, and the story is the same. And my voice is going. Did you notice that I have a throat thing? I've been doing some construction in the bathroom. We're remodeling our master bathroom, and the plaster was flying. And I find now that I'm allergic to breathing in plaster dust.
Me too. I was coughing.
Yeah. Anyway, it's Jimmy's birthday next week, and we went to Santa Clarita to Stevenson Ranch, where I used to live, because they have the best Halloween spirit Halloween of all of them. And the monsters and the dolls that they have in that place were just phenomenal. So I got Jimmy for his birthday. What's his name?
Oh, we're gonna tell people now, or we're gonna wait?
Well,
till
we're
we
not going to show
pictures?
them, but we're going to tell them.
Krampus.
What is it?
Krampus.
Krampus. He stands 6'5", and he's really spooky. So we haven't assembled him yet because we're waiting for Deirdre. We're waiting for Leslie and Deirdre to come for dinner for Stephen. What's your name? For Jimmy's birthday. Jesus, I'm getting
Steven,
like Biden.
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
getting like Biden. I mean, I think he's spreading. But yeah, so we're gonna have a little birthday, just the family, because we don't want a lot of people.
So I got a 6'5" Krampus, you guys, with the chains and the yellow eye.
All right, don't
yellow
say,
eyes or
yeah,
red eyes?
Don't say anything. Let them see it.
It's gonna be awesome.
We're gonna
put it up.
video it at his birthday dinner. We're gonna video it
We're gonna put it all together, and then I'm gonna reorganize my office so I can make him fit.
because he's really big. Jimmy needs. We have to move, I think, eventually to a bigger house because Jimmy's getting tight in his office. You can barely move. You have to walk around all his monsters that are standing 6
I
feet
freaking
tall.
love him.
I mean, he's got the Wolfman, he's got the Martian, he's got the
alien.
alien. Who else? Yeah.
I have a 6'5" or whatever Jason from Friday the 13th, and I have
we're
about a
gonna
7-foot werewolf.
for Halloween. I'm gonna line. We have a very long entry for you in the house, and I'm gonna line the entry for you with all the monsters on either side, like a bridal thing. So as you walk down, you pass all the monsters, and they automatically go on and do their thing.
Actually, Don says Germany has a really good Krampus festival because I think Krampus originated in Germany. I think.
Sounds Krampus. It sounds German.
I like a lot.
Krampus. Krampus.
And B wants to know, how are your eyes?
My eyes are doing well, but I don't respond to light well. Sunlight, bright lights of the studio and sunlight really make my eyes burn and water, and then I'm in a lot of difficulty. I don't know how long this will last, but the eye doctor said it goes away.
Dave Hughes wrote, intoxication or accidental exposures with gypsum or plaster powder are mainly due to exothermic reaction upon mixture with water. Exposure to calcium sulfate dust can cause temporary irritation to the eyes, skin, nose, and upper respiratory tract. Eye burns have been described.
Well, that's what I'm going through. So I guess having cataracts removed and living in a bedroom that's off the bathroom where the powder is blowing, all of the plaster powder.
So, Dave, I don't have any hot women for you today. We have very cool people coming on, and Tatnus is in the green room, but we're going to wait because he's supposed to call at 12:15. So we're going to wait a couple of minutes and
right. And
talking.
you know, it'd give your wang a rest.
But next week, I think we have Sarah French coming on, and you're going to
Oh my
love Sarah
God.
French because she's like the hottest thing on
my
the planet.
God. Sarah French has probably the most perfect body, and she's all real. There's no water bags in her. She's real boobs, big boobs, and beautiful butt and gorgeous figure.
You're going to love her.
Yeah. So Sarah French is really, you know, wow. You better get your towel ready when Sarah French comes on.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Next week, we also have actor Steve Hamm coming on. And then the following week, Dave, after Sarah French, we got Tom Churchill coming on to promote his new movie, Amityville Harvest, that stars Sadie Katz, and she's coming on too afterwards. So Sadie Katz is going to be on in 2 weeks. So 2 weeks in a row, you got some real beauties 2 weeks in a row, Dave.
Yeah, well, you know, we stock a good show. We have handsome men, we have intelligent men, we have intelligent women, and we have sexy, beautiful women. That's why our show is what it is.
Everybody loves Sadie.
We have a diverse variety of people on our show.
You know who else I think we have coming on at the end of the month?
Who?
But I'm not positive, but
Who?
we're working on it.
Who?
Kathy Sledge
Oh, my God.
with her sister.
Oh, good.
And then the second guest, I think, is going to be Dave Sheridan.
Wow.
So it's
Kathy Sledge is like my favorite sweetie pie. She's a darling girl.
I don't want to
love
hold me to that because I'm working on that, but I think that hopefully they're going to come on.
Yeah,
at the
well,
end of the
we owe
month.
her because the first time she came on, everything got screwed up. Remember, there was a hurricane going on, a storm, and we lost everything, and we couldn't get Kathy's show up. And I promised Kathy that we would do it again. You know who Kathy Sledge is? We are family, and I love the song, and it means a lot to me. And Kathy Sledge means a lot to me because she's a sweetie pie. And she was supposed to introduce me to Patti LaBelle.
Maybe that can still happen.
That can still happen. We're going to talk about that.
So we also want to give a congratulations to Jane Doe, who's Angela Joseph. She's got a new film she's producing called The Bleeding Dark, and they just attached Courtney Gaines to it, who's a huge, iconic actor especially in horror. He was Malachi in Children of the Corn, but he was also in like Back to the Future and a whole bunch of other great movies and TV shows. So congratulations, Angela, on all the things you guys got going on. It's awesome, and I want to make sure that you get a little bit of congratulations for it.
I think Angie and Joe are the only ones I would ever ask for work, because I really enjoyed working with Joseph Kelly and Dave
Bailey.
And of course Angie Baby I love. So if you have a part for me in that movie, I'd be more than happy to do it.
I think they're actually shooting it not here. I think they're actually going someplace else. No, not. I think they're going someplace else. I'm not sure about that though.
Well, you guys don't be shy to ask.
Dave Hughes says we can make Patty help make Patty happen. So if you can get us Patti LaBelle, Dave, like I'll get one of the girls to take their top off for you.
I mean, if Patti LaBelle comes on the show, I have
Oh my
no
God.
idea what my reaction's going to be. I absolutely just simply saying to her,
He
When-
says it's
when-
Dr. Dave.
you
Okay,
know,
Dave.
when you say that black people have never achieved anything in the world, that's bullshit, whoever says that. Because Johnny Mathis and Patti LaBelle are both African Americans, and they absolutely are the king and queen of music. As far as I'm concerned, there's nobody better than Patti LaBelle or Johnny
He
Mathis.
loves Patti LaBelle.
Johnny, I love Johnny also, and I know Johnny, but Johnny won't do a show. He won't do any show. Johnny is very shy and very private, and he doesn't do interviews for anyone. If you notice, you'll never see a Johnny Mathis interview. But, you know, as he gets older and when he retires, he may want to come on our show and talk about his career.
Yes.
But Johnny will never talk about his private self. Never.
Did you wear a watch for Dawn today or no?
Yes, I did. I wore my, what do you call it, watch?
Fitbit watch. She's got this Fitbit watch on today.
Yeah, because I'm in black and I'm wearing a black watch, and I am also counting my calories and my footsteps and how many calories I burn because I'm dieting, and it gives you my heart rate and all that bullshit.
Also, his daughters bought that for him for Christmas. So,
it's a wonderful wristwatch.
we
and I
want to
love
give
it.
a pre-shout out too, because not only do I have a birthday next week, but so does Sadie Katz
Yes,
on Tuesday.
and also so does somebody else.
Andy Gladstein
Andy
from Dogs
Gladstein.
for Our Brave from Dogs for Our Brave.
Right.
Also has
So
one.
3 of our dear friends are having a birthday next week.
You look great in black.
Who?
The people in the chat room say you look great in black.
I never wear.
And he looks so good in it though. Black and white. Either he wears black or all white or black, and he looks phenomenal. I mean, he's already a superstar.
No,
but he
I
looks
like
a
white.
superstar.
I like white. I have to cut my hair. My hair's getting so friggin' long. The two of us, we never had such long hair.
Yeah, it makes me look fatter the longer it gets.
Well, mine looks like, you know what? No, mine looks like a woman's hairdo. Look. Yeah, I could be a woman. I could put lipstick on and go anywhere, go food shopping.
I love it.
Look, I go look like Kim Novak. That's how she.
Oh, I don't think
Kim
Joy.
Novak used to wear her hair like this. I mean, you know, it's not manly, but yeah. Oh, my plug came out.
They say you look great though in it. So, all right. So,
I'm happy.
real
I'm
quick, let me
happy.
do a quick commercial. So we want to thank everybody for tuning in every week. Last week and the week. Why is that doing that?
Because your microphone sucks. Your equipment
last
is,
week and
your equipment is for the birds, cheapo.
they say we both look gorgeous. But anyway, last week and the week before, both our shows we did really, really good, you guys. So please tune into this one too on the afterplay. We want to tell everybody they can hear us live on W4CY Radio every Wednesday from 12 to 2 p.m. Pacific time or 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern time. We're also on K4 HD Radio in LA, Jackalope Radio in Kansas City, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Audio Boom, SoundCloud, iTunes, Spreaker, Apple TV, Podbean, Spotify, and Pandora. There's a bunch of other ones, but those are the biggest ones. And on TV, you can see us on Comcast, Roku, Vimeo, YouTube, and JSW Television on Jimmy Star's World.
We're all over the friggin' place. It's amazing how this little show took off. Actually, it was a little show, and then I came on it. It became a big show. But not that I'm the responsibility of it, the responsible one for it. But
So let's bring in our guest.
meanwhile, you look very Christmas.
I just like this shirt.
Yeah, you look Christmas. Jimmy's very cheap. We've got to get good equipment, Jim, because this has got to go. The on and off. Hey, there he is, the buddy boy.
Make sure we don't hear him echoing in the background. Hello, Keith. What's up? Say something. Let's make sure we can hear you.
How's it going?
There you go. All right.
Long time no see.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, the incredibly talented and coolest. Oh man, my microphone went out. I got to start that all over. Hold on.
Well, stop fucking moving around.
All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, the incredibly talented and cool as fuck Keith Tatnus McCleary. Hello and welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. It's an honor. It's feels like just the other day you were on my show, but you know.
Well, when I was on your show, I had to behave according to your rules. Now you're in my playground. So my first question to you is, handsome, how hung are you?
Oh shit! The people in the chat room are like, "Holy shit! We didn't even get an introduction yet."
No, all the gay guys and the women are screaming because you're so sexy and handsome. Now, if you got a big 8, 9 feet, it's lie. Say you got 8 inches and 10 inches, and they'll all love you the more. Anyway, enough of that dirty stuff. I don't do dirty anymore. I'm getting clean.
You know, it's actually hilarious. I don't know where my mind was at when Jimmy was on my show and asked me to be on. I foolishly said, "What are your language parameters for that?" And then I was like, for one, I watched the show enough, I should know. And two, Ron is on it, so I already know the language barrier. The language parameters are wide open.
I speak the language of romance.
Yeah. So, hold on. So we got a chat room full of people. Let's say hi to everybody in the chat room, and then you got to give a special shout out to Eileen because she's having trouble in the chat room for some reason. So she says, make sure you say hi from Eileen. So she says hi, say hi back.
Hey, Eileen, thanks for everything.
The reason Eileen is having trouble with her computer is, honey, you can't have your vibrator going while you're on the computer. It interferes with the signal. So turn your vibrator off. I know he's cute, but what can I tell you?
We want to give a shout out to Stefan Bell's not in the chat room, but he's like on Twitter tweeting stuff about it. So
Hey,
hello to Stefan.
Kisses to Tina from me.
There you go.
I love Tina. Stefan's wife is one. You know,
They're all laughing too
we
in the
have to
chat room.
have Tina and Stefan out. I haven't seen Tina in a long time, and I miss her. She's so sweet. And
We can invite them
beautiful.
for Christmas.
I
We
think
do
so.
it Christmas. If Christmas happens.
I think so. I love Tina. She's the sweetest girl in the world.
He likes you too, Stefan.
No, Stefan is okay. He's weird. You know, I mean, Stefan smokes a lot of pot. So if you get him loaded, he's pretty good mellow. But if you don't get him loaded, you know. But Tina's straight. She doesn't do anything. And she's a nurse, and she's a brilliant woman. She's an Asian American and gorgeous and stunning and sweet. I love it. I love Tina.
Well, I love you, Steph. So there you go. All
I
right.
like Steph. I like Steph. Steph is a cool guy. But, you know, I don't have 3 hours to sit there and get one sentence.
Anyway, all is good. We got a chat room full of people. We got Tatnus on the show. So first thing I want to talk about. First of all, you guys, he actually has a show called Tatnus. And
Jimmy, let me, before I bang you in the fucking head with this
I
mic,
can't do it. I don't
just
know
stop
what's on.
jitterbugging around. Hold your mic steady so it doesn't go on and off, you lame brain.
I haven't moved it. It's still doing
I'm
it.
going to beat you to
Anyway,
death
you
with
guys,
this mic.
when the New York Weekly Times and the Los Angeles Weekly Times picked us as the #1 web show podcast in the world for 2020, they also picked him at number, I think, 10, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's number 10, and he's got a great show. He's very cool, and not only is he a great TV host, but he's a wrestler. He's a tattoo artist. He's got all kinds of cool
And
shit
he's got
going
10
on.
inches, girls.
And he's
10 inches.
and he's hung like a horse.
hung like a mule. If he bangs you, you'll never forget his.
Jesus.
If he bangs you, you'll never forget it, girls. Trust me.
I want to talk a little bit about the whole wrestling thing, though, because you're wrestling now too, right? Or you're training to wrestle
It's
now? Are you-
MMA. I do go to the gym all the time. I took a hiatus because of everything that happened with my son, as everybody knows. But MMA is something I have not ruled out going back to in the future. At least maybe just to finish it out. I'm in a position now where I don't need to get punched in the face for a living, so that's nice. So you know, I might kind of, while I'm not any more brain dead than I was going into it, you know, not push my luck and pursue.
So wait, so tell me. So first of all, you guys MMA. So that's the shit in the cage, right? Where like anything goes.
Yeah.
But you know what I find really weird about it is sometimes you guys get in a position where your nose is up some guy's ass. I mean, how do you deal with that? I mean, you're straight guys. Gay guys might like it, but straight guys, you know, two straight guys wrestling, their balls are in each other's faces. I mean, come on, that gets pretty, you know, gross at times.
Yeah, that's not really my style of fighting. I'm more into kickboxing and things like that. You're thinking of grapplers who like the takedowns and things like that. And not really my specialty, but I totally get what you're saying. And especially considering if you go to YouTube, you can find incidents where guys have shit themselves while fighting.
Well, that's really pretty. Listen, you know, I could see a guy and a girl wrestling like that, and the girl gets the guy in a headlock, and his mouth and his nose are right on her snatch. I could see him humming, you know, a boo to make her feel good.
It doesn't matter how many times I pitch that; they just don't seem to go for it.
Well, the camera will never know that you're vibrating her box. Boo. But you know, then she might let you win.
So no, for a serious thing though, how did you actually get into MMA? Because that's not like you would just wake up one day and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go and like fucking get the shit kicked out of me, and you won a lot, right?
I haven't lost yet, so it's good times.
How big are you? How tall are you?
I'm 6'5", 265 pounds.
How tall are you? 6'5"?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're a fucking mean motherfucker
then you gotta have at least 12 inches, not 10.
Size 14 shoes. I mean, I hate shoe size. So.
What size shoe?
14.
Oh,
girls.
You know what they say? Big feet, big meat.
That is hilarious. So how did you actually get into being an MMA, fighter?
It's funny. I applied for the military and I qualified for the trades that I wanted. And then they told me, well, we're so booked up here in Canada. It's like there's a 3-year minimum wait list. And I was like, well, I got to do something in the meantime, for a career. And I've spent all this time training in the gym. So I walked into an MMA gym one day that's owned by a former professional wrestler that worked for WWE. And they have, it's a Olympic quality training facility. So they have the cage, they have a wrestling and boxing ring. They got a green runway strip for sprinters. They got everything. And I went into the cage.
They got a what for splinters?
No,
sprinters.
Oh, I thought he said splinters.
So I walked into the cage one day and I was like, yeah, this just feels right to me. And never had an idea when I walked out of that gym that my life would be completely different. I made a name for myself in that sense. And then every other way, it seemed like everything I touched just worked out. So I owe him a ton of credit. It really got me out of a shitty spot in life back then because I was broke and I was just trying to, find something that I enjoy rather than, working for someone else.
Hold on, I have to
answer me a question. Do you wear a cup so if you get kicked in the nuts, the jewels don't hurt?
Yeah, it still hurts like hell though.
No, but seriously, does the cup prevent you from being in pain?
No.
The impact is brutal. There's a lot of incidents where like guys have been hit so hard that in spite of it, they're down and they're hurt, man. They're really hurt.
Did you know that you could become impotent from that? I knew a guy that was a bicycle rider, and he was a professional. He rode bike for races and stuff, and he used to slip off the pedal and hit his nuts on the bar. And no, seriously, as we all did as little boys, I remember falling on that thing all the time. And they said that it causes some kind of a damage and you can't get an erection. So how's your erections? Are they all right?
I haven't been hitting the nuts yet. I'm thankful.
Oh, good.
People with good aim.
Hold on.
You got out of that question.
Wait. Yeah, we got
quickly.
3 things here, though. Okay, number 1, they want you to hold your hands up to the screen.
So they see how big.
So they want to see how big your hands are. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
That was Teresa Saban, by the way.
Yeah.
She's like, let's see his hands.
Measure thumbs.
Then somebody asked, why did you choose MMA over wrestling? And then what's his face? Dave Hughes says wrestling is fixed and MAA is proper. So
wrestling was fixed years ago. Remember Gorgeous George? Gorgeous George was a straight guy who bleached his hair and acted like a fag, and everybody hated him because he was a gay man. Oh my God, look at queer. But Gorgeous George became so famous.
Absolutely.
It was all those wrestlers were fixed. Did you know that I knew Rocky Marciano, the boxer?
Really?
Yes, Rocky was married to my friend, who was oh Jesus Christ, from McMillan and wife, Maggie, Martha Ray. Martha Ray and I were dear friends for many years. Martha had a brother who was gay, who had a crush on me, but he was some kind of something was wrong with him. I forgot what, but he was not quite, like we are. He had some sort of a mental problem.
Like we are.
No.
I don't know if that's a
No.
good
I mean,
friggin'
no.
analogy.
No, I mean he had disability. He was a
Okay.
disabled person, and nobody used to talk. We used to hang out at a restaurant on 3rd Avenue with Martha and what's his name, Milton Berle, the whole crowd, and names that you don't know, but they were very famous names in the 1950s. And I was nice to her brother all the time, and she so appreciated that. And we became great friends. And then she married Rocky Marciano. Well, I went up to their house in Jackson Heights, Queens, for dinner. I have never spoken to anyone so brain dead in my life as Rocky Marciano. Seriously. Marciano or Graciano? Which one? Marciano. And he just couldn't put a sentence together. And I said to Martha, I said, how could you live with him? He doesn't speak or anything. She said, no, but he fucks like a rabbit. so I just looked at Martha. I said, well, what else can you ask for?
So wait a second. So go back though. So like, why did you chose MMA over wrestling?
Yeah, for many reasons. Again, like somebody suggested, the legitimacy of it all. It's more competitive. It's not scripted, and someone decides who wins and who loses. The schedule is completely different. You're not on the road 300 plus days a year, whereas with pro wrestling you are. That's not for me. So I love the competitive nature. That's just who I am. And it's funny talking about pro wrestling. My producer is going to kill me for this, but I pick on her every day because now that we have to wear masks and shit all the time to go anywhere, she's got a leopard print mask, and I always tell her it looks like she's wearing Jimmy Snuka's banana hammock on her face.
But pro wrestling, the choreography is beautiful. It's all rehearsed choreography. And if you're a dancer, you can see the moves, exactly how they're timing the steps and the distance to do the performance so they don't really hurt each other. And that flipping on the ropes and standing up and flipping in the air. And the best part is being hit with the folding chair. As you know, a folding chair will make a lot of noise, but it won't hurt. So it's all proppy and very phony. But the audiences seem to love it still. I mean, it's been around on television since television started, and it's been phony as hell. I mean, I can't bear it. I look at it, and I think it's ridiculous.
The unfortunate thing is the injuries in that industry are a lot more prominent than in MMA. It's worse. There's a lot worse that has happened to people, undiagnosed concussions and things of that nature. So at the end of the day, with MMA, it's like you get in, you make your money, you get out, But pro wrestling, as scripted as it is, people get really torn up, like surgeries all the time. And, that's not really my thing either, shortening your career.
Well, there's
I also find kickboxing, what you do, I find very primitive, and I'm against it. I'm telling you, I'm being honest. I feel that two human beings should not be hurting each other for a sport. There are so many other sports that you can do, but to see two men in there bleeding and beating each other up, to me, is barbaric, unnecessary.
You make a lot of money doing that?
No, you don't.
Well, I'm sure the guys who win do.
Yeah.
What do you call a lot of money? A football player makes $14 million a year.
Well, they don't make that much money.
Well, that's
how much does like the top MMA guy, you think? How much money is it, like if you're like the number one MMA guy in the world? How much money do you think they make?
Well, I mean, you look at Conor McGregor when he did that Mayweather fight, which was a cash grab. To be honest with you, they made like a few $100 million, I believe.
100 million. That's okay.
Each. Like I think Mayweather obviously got more money out of it, but I think McGregor got at least 30 million or more out of the deal.
Ridiculous.
In one fight.
Ridiculous to pay those people that kind of money for punching each
So
other.
I like to go on
Ridiculous.
Facebook. I like to go on Facebook on my phone and watch the little videos that pop up, and I subscribe to all these movie feeds. So I don't know the name of the movie, but there's a movie where Tom Hardy's training in a gym, and then he wants to get and fight the MMA guy, and then he goes and beats the guy, and then he beats him again in a real match, and it looks like the greatest movie ever. Have you ever seen that movie? Do you know what movie I'm talking about?
I haven't, but it sounds cool.
Okay, we need to find out what movie that is, where he's like a fighter and he like fights people, because like I watched a clip from it over and over. It's like really, really freaking good.
What's sad about these salaries they get, these football players and baseball players, in the loot of 25 million, 30 million. That money could be donated to the Foundation for AIDS Research, or now for the virus, the coronavirus. I mean, so many places that money could go to do good, not to give some crazy bastard who's punching the face of somebody else. I mean, what is 30 million?
Yeah, that's the same thing. You could say that about football, basketball.
No. But how do you earn 30 million by punching somebody around? I once punched a guy, you saw it, and it's true.
Well, we didn't get any money and we got thrown out.
And I got banned from it. It was a pre-Academy Award party, and the guy got nasty and told me I looked like a, what do you call a faggot?
A Miami Vice faggot.
I was dressed like a Miami Vice faggot. So I gave him a right hook and a kisser, and he went down, and I beat him up. And
that was at 79.
And I was at 79 years old, and I was thrown out. I was very insulted.
Yeah, but the guy was bleeding all over the place. It was awesome.
I don't give a shit about him. I feel bad that I was thrown out because I was verbally attacked by being called the Miami Vice faggot, which was not
I bet nobody calls you anything though, right, Tatnus? Which, by the way, he goes by Tatnus, you guys. Nobody does nobody really fucks with you, right? Because you're 6'5".
I've never had a problem, honestly. It's really funny. It's weird because like I like to think I'm a friendly enough person. So you get internet trolls once in a while, but they don't know who you are.
Yeah, we get all those too.
I did have one guy. He's a drunk that like does Facebook Live things in a shed and calls it a show, which was amazing. And one day he like verbally attacked this guy's wife and kid, and I'm like, nah, you don't do that shit. So I called him out. This stupid motherfucker, he calls, he gets on the internet and starts saying, fly out here and fight me. And somebody told him, you don't have a clue who you're talking to. He does this for a living. He'll destroy you. So he's like, I don't care. Come out and do it then. And we'll get it on video. And I'm like, so you can make a payday and get your 5 minutes of fame because I destroy somebody who's not even a trained fighter. So I told him, I said, hey man, we can do it for charity, like train, lift a weight or two once or twice in your life and actually train, take it seriously. And I would happily, do something for charity. And he had no part of it. Like he wanted nothing to do with it. So that's as far as that went with someone screwing with me. But
Dave Hughes says, don't talk about him in his shed.
No, but listen. But my mother could deck you in 2 minutes, and I'm not lying. My mother was 5'4". I remember my mother teaching my sister, who was a very sexy, beautiful blonde. She looked like Elizabeth Montgomery from Bewitched. And my mother said, if ever a man attacks you, grab him by the balls and twist them. And that's what my mother would do with you, 6'5". She'd grab you by your balls and twist them, that you would be powerless. You would beg for her to let go, and she wouldn't let go. You could kill her, she wouldn't let go. Because I know when I was bad, my mother used to say in Italian, "Se chapo, se chapo." We're going to grab him. And she'd run after me to grab me by my balls, and I used to run. Because I knew once she did grab me, and it wasn't pleasant.
I love that you said that because hilariously enough, if you go to YouTube, there's a video of a fan watching an MMA fight that literally yells, grab his dick and twist it.
No, not his dick. A dick won't hurt. The balls. For some reason, balls are sensitive. If you grab a man's balls and you twist them around like this, a complete, 24 turn, you faint. First of all, you'll faint, and the pain is excruciating. And so that's what women out there have to do. If ever, God forbid, ladies are attacked by some maniac to be raped, don't scream. Just grab him by the balls. Make sure it's his balls, not his dick, and twist. and you watch the guy go down, then run like a son of a bitch.
You gotta love it. So I had no idea you were 6'5", first of all. And when I was on Tatnus' show the other day, and he's a big horror fan, and I'm a big horror fan. At 6'5" and a build like you've got, dude, we should be like making you be like the next Michael Myers or the next Jason or the next somebody who has not been created yet to be the next big killer in horror movies, because all those guys are big like you. You could totally do that.
Yeah, and you could be some horror killer.
You could be somebody really big.
We can name you Big Dick. And no, seriously, and you kill people by bludgeoning them to death with your penis. That movie would sell in a minute. Everybody would go to see that film for sure.
That the whole idea of doing like a horror movie like that would be the coolest thing ever. And the funny story is, before all of this, when I was just working jobs to make ends meet, at one point I worked in a meat packing plant.
Oh.
And we had to wear masks and like these long white aprons, and I had the meat hook, and I'm grabbing these big blocks of frozen beef and dragging them, and I'm covered in blood. And this guy comes up to me that was a friend of mine at the job and said, I got to tell you, man, with someone your size, there's something unsettling about seeing you wearing a big white bloodied apron with a meat hook, dragging around big 60-pound blocks of meat. Just not.
That is scary.
We should make a movie called The Butcher.
Wait, I have a lot of gay friends, and they love meat packing. You know, that would make a good. But there is a movie.
Butcher.
There is one out called The Butcher.
Yeah, we could make a remake of it and put somebody better.
The Butcher was a matter of fact. There's a doll at Spirit Halloween. That's The Butcher.
Yeah, there's a doll for The Butcher.
And he stands there with a cleaver, and he was, does this with the cleaver.
You totally, though, since you're a horror fan, we should like work on trying to like create you as a character in a movie to be the next big killer.
I would be all over that.
Because that shit would be awesome. So let's talk horror a little bit, since it's October and this is horror month for me, and I'm all excited about it. And Ron, even though Ron doesn't like horror movies, he's in a bunch of them.
Well, the movies that I'm in are not so bad so far. I got eaten in the basement by a rat in one. I mean, I really haven't been killed off.
That's okay, but you're in horror movies.
Oh,
so
I'm in them,
let's go to Tatnus.
I'm not in the bloody, gory scenes.
I already know the answer to this question, but the people in the chat room will love it because there's a lot of horror fans in the chat room. So tell us about so what are your like favorite horror movie franchises?
I am a huge Nightmare on Elm Street freak. Anything that has to do with it, I collect it. I love it. Halloween's another one.
Yeah, I love Halloween.
I'm actually friends with Sandy Johnson, who was Judith Myers in the first one in '78, and I kind of screw with people that I know, and I'm like, you probably know her from like Playboy, you bunch of pervert degenerates, but she was.
Dave Hughes, you're talking.
Dave Hughes, he's talking right to you, Dave.
I feel like I let that poor guy down a lot today because, first of all, I'm not a gorgeous woman, so I mean that just kind of ruined it for him.
Yeah. He likes to tune in for the hot women that come on the show. So listen though, we have this friend.
Wait. Maybe if he's horny enough, if you stand up and show him your ass, he might get happy from that.
So we have this friend who did our theme song. Her name's Ozzy Aziz, and I met her in Florida. She's a friend of mine for 20 years.
Love her.
We've been in a bunch of movies and stuff together. And so we went to Halloween Horror Nights when the theme in Orlando, which is when they have like a big haunted house filled with each one is a different theme, and one of the themes was Freddy Krueger, and she is a Freddy Krueger freak. She like loves Freddy Krueger. And we even were hanging out with the real Robert Englund, who was Freddy Krueger. It's Freddy Krueger. So we went to the haunted house, and every time like a Freddy Krueger person would like jump out to scare, she'd like run over and kiss him all the way through the whole thing because she's like sexually turned on by Freddy Krueger. And so, and I have a bunch of Freddy Krueger stuff.
Where is Ozzy? She's traveling.
She's in like Turkey or something.
I mean, she's all over the friggin' world. I mean, she promised the next time she comes to California, where she lives, she's coming to visit us. She said definitely she wants to see us. I love Ozzy. She's the bestest.
Oh, actually, Rebel from Talk 4 TV says we could write a movie called The Butcher, the Baker, and the Candle Maker. It'll have three killers that work together in toucher and killing, but in the style of Hitchcock.
That would be good instead of in the style of just Bloody Muddy. I was offered a part years ago, and I turned it down because I think somebody with a cleaver cuts my arm off, and I urinate, and I fall in my own urine. My face goes in my own urine, and I thought, you got to be kidding. I mean, really, do I need a film like that?
Ron's really not like good into those water sports, so he doesn't want to fall into his own piss.
I'm not about to make it. I pee. They cut my arm off. I pee myself. The puddle's there, and I fall down, and my face goes in the puddle. Now, people love that shit. Who wants to see somebody in their own urine?
Directed by R. Kelly.
Yeah.
I won't say whose film it is because I get in trouble. But I won't say whose film it was.
That's hilarious, though. So you like Freddy Krueger, you like Michael Myers, and what about Jason? Not a Jason fan, or Jason's okay? I like Jason too.
I do dig Friday the 13th as well. There's a hilarious story about that. When I was a kid, my cousin and I saw it for the first time. The first one, though, that he wasn't in, but Ari Lehman's character, Jason as a boy jumps out of because we hear this music. My cousin and I were steering clear of the living room, not watching it on TV because we saw some of the kills and we're like, nope. And then, of course, at the end, you hear this pleasant music. So we're kids and we're like, it's finally over. And the second we go and actually look in the direction of the TV, he jumps out of the water, scares the seven shades of shit out of us. And my aunt's boyfriend at the time came in the house and was like, what's wrong with you guys? You look like you've seen a ghost. And we told him what we saw. He's like, oh, Friday the 13th. Yeah, that's based on a true story, He's like, in fact, my friends just went to that camp this summer and I haven't heard from them since. I hope they're okay. And we're like, no, it's not.
Anyway, the new thing to look for, there's a movie coming out, Blind, with Sarah French in it, who's coming on next week. And they have a pretty boy doll now and a pretty boy mask.
A whole costume.
A whole costume. So Pretty Boy is going to be the next big horror.
Like Jason or Freddy. So I would say to everybody out there, if you want to be different this Halloween, and for sure you're not going to look like anybody else, find out, I guess on somebody's website, how to buy a blind mask and outfit. And we need to get you as the next big one, which, by the way, Angela Joseph is in the chat room, and she says Ari Lehman that he was talking about there. He's in Clown Motel 1 and 2.
Oh, good. Everybody's in Clown 1 and Motel. I think Donald Trump is in there, too. He's one of the clowns.
So anyway, no, I like that whole thing, though. Like, what about the Saw series? Like, I like the Saw series a lot. Did you like any of that?
I love the story. When I saw the first one, I was like, that's actually brilliant. Like I thought it was really graphic, and like, but it wasn't just about gore. It actually had a cool story and a concept that was never done before, to my knowledge anyway. And I thought it was really actually fascinating that they put that much thought into it. Pretty cool idea.
Well, the films that you really have to watch are just probably the best films made this year. And one is Clown Motel 2, and the other one is The Big Friggin' Rat. And they're
Ron's in it.
Well, that's why they're wonderful. That's why they're wonderful films, because I'm in it. If I were not in those films, they'd be shit-a-roos. But because I'm in those films, they are sensational. No, seriously. Clown Motel 2 is going to be quite a trip. I cannot wait to see it.
That'll be next year, though.
Yeah, well, I'll wait. I'm not going to die soon. The red carpet. I cannot wait to go to the red carpet for that. And also, The Big Friggin' Rat is so well done, and the monster created by Joe Castro is breathtaking. So you've got to see those two films.
Absolutely, I love it. And
and when I'm on the screen, stand up and applaud.
Obviously.
Okay. So then you got because we've had a bunch of we've had Ari Lehman on our show, and for Friday the 13th, the guy who played Jason when he wore the canvas bag over his head, that was Steve Dash, and he was a good friend of mine.
You know who we have to get on?
Oh.
Tony Curtis's daughter,
Jamie Lee.
Jamie.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
Why? I knew her father very well. He and I were friends.
Well, anyway, she's the star of all of them, and actually, we want to give her kudos because when the last Halloween came out in 2018, right?
Yeah,
it was like the number one. The first time a woman's film that had a leading person that the lead character was over 50 or something, and a female. That did so much money. It was like the highest grossing movie ever for a woman star over 50.
I think if I could contact, I need a contact to get to her. I hate agents and managers because they never give the star the message. But if I could get, if somebody out there knows Jamie, and I can get to her, I will tell her how close her father and I were, looking alike, and also being the same
I'd
personality.
love to have her. She's fucking awesome.
Well, she's a nice girl.
And the next
She's-
Halloween
she's
got
not
pushed back.
She's not a snob or a Hollywood bitch. She's a brat. She's like a regular person, I understand. Tony spoke about her quite a bit. So I know some inside dirt on her growing up as a kid with Janet Leigh. But she sounds like a nice person.
Yeah, she's cool. I mean, that last Halloween was
Oh,
freaking awesome.
Tony Curtis was like my most favorite of all. I mean, there's nobody that beats Tony Curtis. He was funny.
Actually, Tatnis, he's young. Do you know who Tony Curtis
Wait, do
is?
you know who Tony Curtis
Absolutely,
is?
yeah, absolutely.
Oh, good. I said the first time I met him, I said, people say we look alike. He said, no, we don't. I'm much better looking. He was much better looking. So I bonded right there. We became the very best of friends for quite a while.
So also, you guys, Tatnis, besides doing all the things he does, he's also a tattoo artist and an artist, where he like makes like even Eileen told me she thinks he's one of the best illustrators she's ever seen in his
I
life.
know,
In
and
her
she
life.
wants you to do a nude of her, and she will lay on her bed naked, and you could sketch her from your computer. The only problem is when she lays on the bed naked, you only see partial breasts because half the breasts are off the bed and out the window, and because they're so large. So it's very hard to, sketch her completely naked. You'll have to improvise on about 3 feet of breast.
Good.
You can-
Lord.
You guys can
Right,
also
right, Eileen?
you can also go to Tatnis TATTNESSCO.com, tatnisco.com, to see like all the different like stuff that he's got going on and that he does. And then he has a shitty Twitter following, so everybody should follow him on Twitter. It's at Tatnis the TATTNESSTHE, because we need to get him some followers.
Yes, and getting back to Eileen's breasts, if you cannot get her nipples you want to sketch her nipples, just copy a 1955 Cadillac hubcap.
I don't even know what that is. So
You don't know what a hubcap is?
I know what a hubcap is, but I don't know what a Cadillac hubcap looks like.
A very big hubcap.
With like a nipple, a big nipple, something
It
sticking out.
had like a nipple in the middle. I had a friend of mine, Evelyn, who gorgeous, blonde, sexy, and she had a pair of knockers on her, like a 20-inch waist and like 40 Ds, big chest. And we were walking in the village and we passed a strip club. And one of the guys was outside. He said, "Hey, Blondie, you want to come in and work here?" And she said no. And I looked at him. I said, "No, she can't work here because she hasn't got pasties big enough." So the guy said, "We could arrange something." I said, "Yeah, if you steal hubcaps off of a caddy." And that joke went. And they always reminded me about it, the Evelyn Cadillac joke.
They want to know what's a pasty.
But what's a pasty? A pasty is a little sequin thing you stick on your nipple so that you don't look. In other words, you're allowed to show your breasts, but not your nipples back in those days. So if you covered your nipples with a tassel or a little, it's just a nipple cup. It was called a pasty. Where the fuck are you people from?
Oh, that's funny though.
I don't know what a
They're saying
pasty-
strippers use them.
Strippers use them. Not only strippers, but a lot of married women use them. Because you're married doesn't mean you go to bed in a flannel pajama. I mean, come on, that doesn't turn a guy on. If your husband has been avoiding you lately, maybe he's got a girlfriend. But if he doesn't have a girlfriend, put on a G-string and pasties and straddle him, and you watch him go like a rabbit.
Everybody in the chat room, like, I don't even know what FFS means, but Dave Hughes wrote FFS is run on form or what?
Oh,
What does FFS stand for?
Probably something filthy.
It means for fuck's sakes.
Oh,
What does it mean?
for fuck's sake.
Coming from David
Of course,
Hughes.
Tatnis knows.
Right.
Right. But seriously, I mean, I wear some very provocative underwear sometime when I want to get Jimmy's attention. I wear a black slingshot or a yellow slingshot. And it's kind of, even at my age, screw
He
it.
looks great.
And I look great in it. And Jimmy, I get his attention immediately.
There you go.
Their mic went off.
I can't do anything about it. It's not actually the mic, it's the board, because I spilled Coke in it that day. The board
Okay.
is shut.
But you know what? Sex in a marriage has to be worked on, folks. Don't take it for granted. Don't think because you're married 10 years, you're going to roll over and do a sideways thing and get rid of him, because that's not what you do. Keep it alive. Reinvent it. Do fantasy. I like pickup. Pickup is a good game to play. You sit on the bed like Your husband's driving a car. He's sitting on the bed driving, and he stops the car and he picks you up, and you're a beautiful girl, and he invites you to come in the car. You need a lift, and you go sit next to him on the bed, and then he's saying, "Where can I take you to?" And then you could say, "Oh, to the darkest place you could find." And he said, "Okay, baby, I'm going to drive you into the woods." And then you play the game, and it's fun. I played driving.
Teresa Saban wrote, ask Keith about his girlfriend and his wife. Or is it, oh, it's his girlfriend or wife, I guess. You have a girlfriend or a wife?
Yes.
That's news to me about being married. I don't know about all that, but that's funny.
He's got a girlfriend.
He's probably got lots of them.
Probably.
Notice that he's not saying anything, though, so you don't know.
I'm probably going to now that Ron gave me the endorsement he gave. Jesus. I mean,
Right. You're going to have a lot of girls.
That's right. You're going to have all of them.
Although I must tell you, I had a very good friend of mine who was a prostitute, and she was an Ava Gardner lookalike. She was beautiful. This is back in 1960. And she used to say that 7 inches is perfect. Anything beyond that is not comfortable. And she was a hooker. I mean, she probably had, a toll booth at her tunnel, but
She probably did, though. That's true, though.
I love you, my best audience. I wish all my audiences were like you. How he laughs.
He rolls with it too, though. He knows how to roll.
It's not about his box; it's about Fran's box.
Teresa Saban, though, says a hooker would know.
And you know what the sad part is? I lost track of Fran. And years later, I said, "Anybody ever see what happened to Fran Tyne?" They said, "Yeah, she worked in New Jersey in a glass blowing factory and blew herself to death." So I thought, what an evil bitch that was that said that.
You gotta love it. All right, so let's see. I want to somehow steer the conversation to something Halloweeny for us.
Halloween. Okay, what are we doing Halloween, Jimmy? What are we dressing as? I go in drag every Halloween. It's like a thing. I mean,
we didn't last year though. Last year we went as Superman, but now we don't even know if we're going anywhere.
Yeah, but even if I go in the house, I'm gonna.
So, what's your favorite Halloweeny movie to watch? Like, if you were gonna sit down and your go-to, it's Halloween. I got to make sure I don't miss this movie. What movie do you see?
Definitely Halloween. I mean, that seems to make sense. For sure. Or of course, anything Nightmare on Elm Street based. I love any of those. Obviously, just horror in general. I think during Halloween season, it's it's kind of a go-to. Exorcist is another one if that comes on.
I like The Exorcist.
Now, do you have any tendencies of putting on women's apparel? Would you ever go in drag?
It hasn't crossed my mind, but I mean, for the right price,
So you would put on a bra and panties. That's interesting. So hey, out there, anybody want to pay? Give him $500 to put on a bra and panties, and he's yours.
Now we want to give a quick shout out. Goddess is in the chat room.
Oh, give me a fucking
Hey, Goddess, what's up?
Wait.
We've missed you.
Oh, no, we don't miss her. I'm going to bitch smack her when I see her. Goddess, how dare you desert me all this time? You know how much I love you. Where were you? What have you been doing? And what are you up to? Private message me. Please, now you come into my life again to destroy me, you beautiful, gorgeous creature.
She says, love you.
And
everybody else says they watch horror every day, so it's fun. And she says she's sorry. She'll tell us later.
No, Goddess is Goddess has been with us since the beginning of the show. I named her Goddess because she's the most beautiful thing. And she disappeared, and I don't know what happened. Just went away, and she kept sending me private messages. I'll be back. This is happening. All kinds of weird shit. What was her real name? Lisa.
Yes.
Lisa what?
I don't remember.
I
just know Goddess. I do everybody by nicknames. Even having Tatnus on today, like when I was writing up my notes, I wrote Tatnus, and I was like, fuck, what's his first name? Keith, Kevin. I couldn't fucking think of it because I just know him as Tatnus. And it's like I know people on Twitter. I don't know their real name. I know their Twitter handles. And so Dave Hughes is in the chat room, and now I know his name is Dave Hughes, but I know he's Stars Now UK on Twitter. So I used to always just say, hey, Stars Now UK is in the chat room because I knew who he was.
Well, that's the same thing with Eileen Shapiro.
Hey,
her Twitter name is Tits.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it by tits.
So so is horror your favorite genre? What about like action films? Because you could also be like an action star, kind of like The
Are
Rock
you
or
in love with
something.
this guy or what? You got him all these things.
No,
I
I'm
think you
trying
have
to.
the Hearts fam, you
No, he's
faggot.
too young.
What does that mean? You only like older people?
Yeah.
Well, then what are you doing with me?
No, do you watch action films?
Love them. Anything Schwarzenegger, I'm a fan of. I love Die Hard, of course. How could you not? Yeah,
Ron
tons.
likes Die Hard.
Who?
You like Die Hard? Bruce Willis.
Oh yeah, Bruce Willis. Interesting guy. I can't go into the story, but I was told a story. I can't say it. Forget it about Bruce Willis. But he's very hung, by the way.
Ron just knows who's got a big crotch.
No. Only because I'm told these things. People tell me these things. I don't know why they think I'm interested, but it's part of luncheon conversation.
Yeah.
But Bruce Willis, I won't tell the story because it's private. I'm sorry, folks. I don't mean to give you teasers, but
What are you gonna do?
yeah, you know who told me that?
Who?
The witch, the crazy lady, the witch.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
She predicted something in Bruce's house, and it happened.
Oh yeah, we're not allowed. That was when he was married to Demi Moore. You're right. We
He
can't
was
say
married
that.
to Demi.
Yeah,
Maybe
we can't say
can.
that.
I think we can because she wrote it in her book, so it's published. Bruce Willis was banging the maid, and my friend who's a psychic told Demi,
Demi.
go home right now because you're going to catch Bruce Willis banging the maid. And she ran home and caught him banging the maid and divorced him. And that's from, what's her name?
We can't say her name because then you'll know who it is. Plus, I forgot.
I forgot. She lives here in Palm Springs. She's a psychic to all the movie stars. And she told us that story, but she wrote it in her book.
Dave likes it because anything about talking about banging, Dave likes.
No, but that she wrote it in her book. Therefore, it's public knowledge. It's not my saying it. I'm quoting a book. It's in my opinion. So that's the story on Bruce Willis.
So tell us too. Then you're also like because somebody in the chat room wrote like tell us about like the tattoo stuff that you do. So you're so how did you learn to be a tattoo artist?
I was always into art, and the artist that did a lot of my work actually gave me my start and kind of taught me everything I know, which didn't charge me anything for it. Didn't, just took me out for dinner one time and was like, here's what you need to know. Here's the basic stuff. And practice, and taught me that it's not so much about your artistic background. When it comes to tattooing, you have to be a mechanic. You have to understand the machine and know why it works the way it does. So if something goes wrong with it, you know how to fix it. If you're not getting the desired result, you know how to change that. So it was kind of a natural thing. But once I got into it, we talked about this, how people change around you because tattoos aren't cheap. And all of a sudden you have 90 some best friends that want free tattoos done. And, you never hear from them until they want something from you. And then you got, so it kind of sucked the life out of it. I didn't enjoy it anymore. And I love art, so I don't want to end up hating it. So I kind of stepped away from that. I'm still open to doing it again, but this time on my terms, like when I choose to do it. But it was a cool experience because you get to talk to people and learn their story as you work on them. But now it's like I get to do that anyway, and I don't.
And you don't have to do a tattoo,
right? Hunch my back over and do art that I'm not really in the mood to do. Art's one of those things. If you're in the mood to do it, it's great. But if you're not, and you're just doing it because you're told to, it's not going to be your best work. So.
You should put together on your spare time when you're just like goofing around, the Butcher comic book, and then we could like make a comic book about it, and then take the comic book and try and turn it into a screenplay, and then make a film based on the comic book.
That'd be cool.
Jimmy, he's straight, so stop the pitch.
I'm not pitching. I'm giving him career things.
I don't have a
ideas.
tattoo anywhere on my body,
Me neither.
and I never would. I find tattooing primitive also. It's something that was done by the Incas thousands of years ago in Peru and all those other places. Then it came here to the Hispanic population, and it became very popular with all Caucasians. So everybody and their mother has a tattoo all over their bodies. Well, when they get to be 80, they're going to be a piece of ass for sure. I mean, you're going to only want to see an 80-year-old man with black and blues all over because the skin sags and those tattoos that look like beautiful women with big tits are going to turn out to be old ladies with hanging knockers.
She says she wants one of the original Dracula.
What are you, nuts? Are you out of your mind?
Do you have a lot of tattoos?
Scar your body with that bullshit?
Yeah, I got a fair amount.
How many is a fair amount?
We're at a point where, like, because I'm sleeved and things, like, you can't really
Oh,
count.
so you can't count them. Okay.
Yeah. But I think it's hilarious that Ron and I get along the way we do because I'm like a fucking Neanderthal to him because everything I do is primitive.
You absolutely no. You are a young primitive, and we have so many young primitives. It's sad because you have to wear that design. See, I wear printed shirts. After 2 or 3 times the shirt bores me, I get rid of it. But you cannot get rid of the scarring on your body. And if I had tattoos up and down my arms that I had to look at for 80 years, I would have screamed. Okay? It's a bore. I don't know what you're trying to push, sell, or do, but it's not attractive to everybody. But it's attractive to certain young ladies that are weird and they like they like motorcycle guys and they like tattoo men with spears and horns and all that shit going on in their bodies. They
Actually,
like weird stuff.
in the chat room, they're asking, have you ever tattooed yourself?
Absolutely. That's how you begin. That's how you learn.
All right, now do you have a tattoo on your penis?
I've got one actually right above my cash and prizes, so to speak. So, yeah.
What does it
Close
say?
enough.
What does it say? Blow me?
No, it's just a design. But
that had to be pretty racy to put a tattoo above your wang. I mean, what was the purpose in that? So that when
You didn't do that one yourself.
wait, so that somebody's going down
yes,
on you.
I did actually.
So that if somebody's going down on you, they have a picture to look at.
I'm just being considerate, man.
So,
No, the thing is too, like when you're tattooing, you got to be able to like stretch the skin and make sure it's done right. So there's only so many places you can reach on yourself, and every tattoo artist knows like the old school way of learning is you don't do anything to someone else you would not do on yourself first. So that's how you learn. Because
I know this gay guy. He had a tattoo put on his asshole right above it, and it said "Tunnel of Love," but beware, you could fall in.
Actually, Brad's Comedy joined us in the chat room, and he wrote he likes cash and prizes when he said it right above my cash and prizes.
Cash and prizes, right?
Okay, they want to know where's the most painful spot to put a tattoo.
Testicles.
Oh man, I know that oddly enough, what might surprise people is the tricep area at the back of your arm sucks. That's like really sensitive. The biceps, the like least painful, but the tricep just is terrible. Inside the arm, awful. So those are pretty brutal. And then anything on bone, if you're gonna do your ankle or something like that, expect it to suck. Ribs, you know, it's not a day at the beach, man. It's you know.
Well, I know that Eileen Shapiro, you know, her chest is so huge that when you lift her breasts, tattooed there is "lick my nipples." She does instructions.
She's not in the chat room anymore. She's gonna love that.
Yeah, well, somebody's got to tell her. You lift her breast and it says lick my nipples. Well, a lot of guys don't know it. They think it's a television. You know, they twist the knobs. I had a friend of mine. She used to say that. My boyfriend, he doesn't know how to play with my knockers. I said, why? What's wrong? She said he twists my nipples like he's tuning in the TV.
Did they have the old plastic wood paneling looking siding on?
Yeah, because years ago we had two knobs on the television.
Right.
One to change the channel, and that's anyway. It was a joke. Gotta laugh at this stuff. I mean, I had just crazy friends in my life. God, oh, so many are dead. I wish they were all here and on this show. This show would be all over the world better than number one. Nobody could beat it if I had my friends, the characters, who they were.
Dawn Hinton says she's got a tattoo. Lady Lake doesn't have a tattoo. I don't think Teresa does either. We're about half and half with people with tattoos in the chat room.
Well, I've seen women with tattoos up to their neck. And
that part I don't like.
I don't think it's feminine or attractive, especially like Angelina Jolie, Angie, my little girl. She is full of tattoos, But when she goes to formals, she has makeup put over the tattoos so that in a strapless evening gown, she doesn't look like a butch wrestler with tattoos.
Actually, Goddess doesn't have any, and B. Claudia doesn't have any either.
No, it's not women. It's not ladies. It's not necessary to tattoo yourself. When you're young, you think it's cool and groovy. But if you're 75 years old and you're in a fucking wheelchair in a nursing home and you got Popeye on your arm, it's not attractive.
You gotta love it. So all right, so here's what we're gonna do, because we're gonna have another guest calling in a minute. So Keith, let's tell everybody where do people go to see your show. Let's get some promo out for you to tune people into your show.
Oh man, I'm on like every major platform. iHeartRadio.
Excuse me, pardon me. What is that again? You're on every major platform. Excuse me.
Who are you?
I know, but we're stars. He's not.
Oh, yeah.
iHeartRadio, Apple.
You got a YouTube channel, right?
Absolutely. Podcast One, all sorts of shit. I mean, and Google it, and it's like everywhere, so it's pretty easy to find.
If they go to your website, are there links for all your, like, where to go?
Yeah, I actually have a section of all my past guests and then all my appearances on guest, spots on shows, so they can check those out there. So it's pretty cool. It's easy access, and it helps me keep track of all the cool guests I have and all the cool shows I get to be a part of. So it's the best of both for everybody.
There you go. So it's the website, you guys, is tatnissco.com, TATTNESSCO.com. And let's follow him on Twitter at Tatness Tatness, we want to thank you for coming on the show. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for playing along.
He's always a lot of fun, and we'll come back on your show in time. So we could torture you some more.
I love it. Thanks so much, man. It's been an absolute honor.
Anyway, you're good. As I said to, I shouldn't say this. I get in such trouble. I said to Jimmy, all the interviews they do on me, he's the only one that's good. Isn't that awful?
So he liked your show.
Don't ever repeat that to anyone.
Hey, open invitation anytime you want to come back, man. It was a blast having you on, both of yous. And
well, I'm better than Jimmy. Jimmy's boring. I was at least I'm funny, and I'm cuter than he is. So it makes a difference.
That's okay. You can go on. It's up to you.
So now he gets hurt. Look how he gets wounded. Look, he just curls up like a little worm.
No, I'm fine.
Look at it. Oh, you're so hurt. Look at you.
I'm not
You're
hurt.
handsome.
Anyway, you
If
guys.
you were ugly, I would never have gone out with you.
So Tatness, man, you're a fucking rock star. Thanks a lot for coming on the show, and we will see you soon.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, man. I appreciate it. It was a blast.
All right.
And where could we get those nude photos of you?
In your inbox.
I got a lot of women that wish you were in there.
Yeah, they're all like, they love
wish
you.
you were in their box. But anyway, we just promoted you as a sex symbol, you dirty dog. But anyway, your show is good. You're good. I'm fun. You're fun. Everybody's fun. We have to laugh because in times like this, folks, we need to laugh. And if we got to get raunchy, dirty, and downright in the mud, we'll do it just to get you to laugh because the virus is fucking up everyone's minds.
And everybody loved you. They said it was very entertaining.
Yes, and he's cute. He's got a big wang, and he's 6'5", and he's muscled down.
And he's got 14-inch shoe.
And he's got a 14 foot.
Yeah, 14-inch foot.
The only thing is his nose is not big. That might ruin it because they say big nose, big hose. But I got them all kidding.
They want to know if we have an inbox, if there's like a group inbox that everybody can see the pictures.
Should I make one?
I told you we have perverts and all. We are number one in the world because we have all the number one pervs.
They're saying yummy, yum, yum.
Yummy, yum, yum. You love that? Seriously, there's two kinds of people for an audience: the Christians, the born agains, the good people, and then there are our audience.
The people who love us.
The people who like downright dirty and ornery and fun.
You gotta love it. So Tatness, thanks so much. We'll see you soon.
See you
Thanks so
soon.
much, man.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Stay safe, stay well, stay happy.
You guys too, man.
Hey, chat room. I think
Bye-bye.
everybody enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun, and Ron was on a roll, and it was fabulous, and everybody laughed and had a good time. So thanks so much. And we got a great audience, you guys. Thanks so much. We appreciate it. Our next guest is going to be coming on in just a minute.
Well, that's the name of the game. You know, what's going on with Trump sick, and the Biden demented, and the other one, all the negative crap that's out there in the world, the horrible things they're saying about these two fellas. I think it's awful. We need to laugh, and we have to laugh at ourselves, and we have to laugh at sex, and it's a good time. Let the good times come on, baby. Let the good times roll. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come on, baby. I break into song every now and then.
Yes.
But that's what we do best. We make you guys laugh, and you can't wait to come in every week to see what demented shit we're going to pull and how we make our guests so uncomfortable. But they keep coming back, and they like it.
There you go. Yeah, he jumped at it when I asked him because I needed a cool guest.
Well, you know, I mean, we're not exactly. Meanwhile, I look Asian. Look at my eyes. Did they make my eyes Asian?
No, they don't. They're just not open all the way.
Oh, I
Open.
look like Miko Taka from Sayonara.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I look. I mean, I'm looking at my monitor. I look. All right, now Susie Wong and I can get married. We're both Asian.
So we also want to. We really do want to welcome Goddess back to the chat room. Goddess, we really have missed you.
I
and
want
it's really
to
nice
know
to
what
see you
is
there.
with you, Goddess.
She wants to know if you're high today.
From high. No, I don't do anything. You know that. At 80 years old, you don't do any drug. Are you crazy? You got enough fucking medication in you as it is without drugs. And then you know why? If you have a stroke and you go to the hospital, they don't know if it's because you're loaded or because you really had a stroke. So 80-year-old people do not do drugs. I never really did.
I'm probably like the only person on the planet who's never done drugs.
You know, I swear on my children. I swear to God on my children. I never did drug. I never did LSD. I never did Downs. I only did Quaaludes once in a while, and I smoked pot very rarely. Once in a while.
I've never done any, and Jane Doe says edibles are not drugs.
Edibles are medicinal.
Yeah.
No, don't laugh.
I've never even done an edible.
No, seriously. Rheumatoid arthritis. Excuse me. They are finding that marijuana, without to get high in it, is very good for rheumatism.
Oh, I believe that.
You know, plants. We were creatures of prehistoric creatures, and we ate plants, and the plants are what gave us whatever, and we still need plants. Well, look at what I mean. Pussy willow. The name is wonderful, but pussy willow is aspirin.
I don't even know what it. Oh, it is. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
aspirin is made from pussy willow, so it just goes to show you what pussy can do.
There you go. Actually, a lot of people in the chat room said they've never done any drugs.
No, drugs is not. I mean, to be stoned out of your mind, worthless. I mean, staggering around, mumbling, peeing yourself. What for? That's high. That's
Being
fun.
yourself.
No, that's not. To me, fun was having a couple of drinks, going to a disco like Studio 54, and dancing all night. That was fun. And remembering everything you did and everyone you met, like I did. I met a lot of people at Studio 54. I used to sit at the inner circle.
I'm actually like checking just to make sure.
Did you know what the inner
everything's
circle was?
good. What
at
is the inner
Studio
circle?
54?
No. Oh, that's like the cool people.
The inner circle was roped off, and only in VIP people could sit there. And I don't know how much it was, $1,000 a person or some shit to sit there. And I got there for free because I had friends. My friends were kind of, let's put it this way, wise guy people, and they never paid for anything. So
Right.
when I went to Studio 54 with the wise guys, mafiosos, we used to get there for nothing. All people I knew from growing up.
Chat
And
room's
some of them
really
were
going
relatives.
fast.
What?
The chat room's moving fast. There's a lot of fucking activity going on in the chat room.
Oh, good. Who's our next guest and when? Where?
She should be on any minute now.
What is
like
she
2
up to? What does
minutes.
she do?
Mona Marshall.
What's a Mona Marshall?
Mona Marshall is a very famous voiceover artist,
Oh, right.
and we're gonna have a lot of fun.
She
and-
does cartoons, right?
Yes, she's in a bunch of ones with all people that we know, and she's in the biggest ones that there are.
Oh, good.
Um,
I would like to do voiceovers because I have a really weird voice. It would make a good, I don't know, I guess a gangster.
you could
Hey.
do more than gangsters.
Excuse me. No, I don't. I only play gangsters and priests.
Cop, you could do a.
I play
You could do a
cops.
cop.
Yeah, but I play gangsters all the time.
Could you come up with other voices?
Yes, I can. I can come up as a little girl. My mommy said, my dog loves it. Look,
He's like looking.
he loves
He woke up to figure out what the hell's going on.
when he heard my high pitched voice. Okay. I could speak sexy and deep and dark. I can say that this is what it's going to be. If you step into my lair,
so funny because look at the dog. He's like really looking at you. Like, what happened to you?
I will suck your blood.
Oh, they want you to try to do Sling Blade. You probably don't know Sling Blade, right?
What's that?
That's that movie with the guy who was married to Angelina Jolie, Billy Bob Thornton. It was like an Academy Award movie.
Yeah, what about it?
He had like I forgot how he talked.
From JoJo? This one was a JoJo
No.
boy. He wasn't a JoJo boy?
Oh, they're saying, Goddess doesn't know that dog. Introduce Astro.
Astro, this is our 7-pound little poodle terrier mix rescue dog. We named him Astro Boy, and he's the most romantic, loving, delicious dog in the world. He never leaves my side, right? You never leave Daddy's side, do you, Astro? And he's just the most precious. Now we have 3 rescue dogs. We have Shazam, ta-da, and we have Brenda Starr, who's been named Brandy, and we have Astro Boy.
Go ahead. So go ahead. Let's bring in Mona.
Mona for the boner.
Hey there.
Hey, Mona, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I just heard you say that your little doggy's named Astro Boy.
Yes.
Yeah, we have all the superheroes.
I have a voiceover story about Astro Boy. I have a Kleenex box with Astro Boy on it that I got from Mark Munley from South Park because years and years ago when they were looking to do the English dub, they had me do Astro Boy. So that was a lot of fun. And what was really
meanwhile, Jimmy's going to have a shit fit in a minute because he did not introduce
That's
you
okay. I'm letting her
properly.
talking. We're going to come back and introduce you first.
We need a head for the beginning of your part so we can video it. Put it on
TV.
Oh, yes.
So let's do your intro, and then we could go into that.
All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, world-renowned voiceover actor Mona Marshall. Hello and welcome to the show.
Hello and thank you. You guys are funny and wonderful, and you rescue doggies. How exciting and wonderful is that?
Yes, we have 3 rescues.
3 rescues. Everybody should rescue a pet.
Well, I have one. We're only allowed one. It has to be 20 pounds or under where we live.
Okay, so it's a rescue?
Oh, yeah. She was found on the streets of Palos Verdes, and she's actually right in her little cave next to me because that's where she likes to be.
Our girl, Brandy, she was a puppy machine. They made her. Yeah, and then she caught, what did she catch?
Heartworm.
Heartworm in Florida. So they threw her out of the house onto the street, and Brandy girl was walking around the streets, and so as it so happened, a veterinarian picked her up, and then he diagnosed her as having that, and then he gave it to a rescue place, and then we rescued her, and they said to us it's going to be very costly to cure her, if you can even cure her. So like a good dad, both of us, we
picked her up and drove her from Florida to Pennsylvania
and gave her
spent like $5,000 to get rid of heartworm.
Took her to the best vet. And let me tell you something. She is the most devoted, wonderful girl in the world. She just adores us. And she's so happy in her home with her 2 brothers.
So hold on. Let me introduce you. This is my cool, outrageous town about co-host, Mr. Ron Russell.
Yeah. Hey, how are you?
Hey, Ron.
Jimmy told me last week. I forgot that you were coming on, but he told me last week. And I said, gee, we know so many voiceover people. We're going to be really in good company.
And then we have a chat room with all kinds of countries. We have like Germany, the UK, Canada, I don't know, all kinds of countries, Australia.
Oh, wow.
In the chat rooms, just say hi to everybody in the chat room.
Hey, you guys. Hi.
You will be watched by 4.5 million people the world throughout.
And we're going to talk about your new project. But before we talk about your new project, I want to brag about you a little bit. All the cool things that you've been involved with.
Oh
one quick thing, though. Like, so are you friends with E.G. Daily?
I know E.G. We're not, we're more business associates. She's terrific and wonderful. We used to do
Rugrats
benefit. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I've guessed it on Rugrats, but we both performed years ago at fundraisers together, and that was always fun.
I love her, and she's been on the show about, I don't know, 5 or 6 times, and she comes on
she's
like every
great.
other year. She's fabulous, and I love her as a singer, as an actress. And so you guys, some of the cool stuff, especially if you have kids. If you don't have kids, you might not know what all these things are, but some of these things that you definitely will know Mona from. First of all, she's in like all the Digimon movies, which I don't watch that, like all the cartoons, because that's like not like a me thing. But she's in Hotel Transylvania 2 and 3, Despicable Me 2 and 3, Trolls, The Secret Life of Pets, Minions, Frozen, Wreck-It Ralph, The Lorax, Tangled, Monsters Inc. And then I wrote down, because you were the voice of the creature in Mom and Dad Save the World. Now I love that.
Oh my God, that was so long ago.
And I wrote Dawn of the Dead. Were you somebody in Dawn of the Dead?
Probably. I was in.
I love it. And then for me, because I was always a huge South Park, so you've actually portrayed like 134 voices on South Park, including Sheila Broflovsky.
Oh my darling, what are you talking about? Yes, I am the voice of Sheila. Oh my God, I'm so honored to be here.
Oh, I could do that voice with you already. Let's go play
totally.
Mahjong, Dawn.
We could yes, we could do a little coffee clutch. It would be fabulous.
Oh, darling,
Yes.
I'm fainting already. I want to play Mahjong. Let's go, girl. I can't stand it.
Hold on, you guys.
What part of Brooklyn are you from, darling?
Oh, darling, any part you want me to be from. But you know what can I say? I'm a Jew. It's in Greek.
Me too. I am schwitzing already. I can't.
Oh, me too. Oh my God, this is amazing. Who knew I would step here and find you?
Who knew what's doing? What do I know what's doing already?
You guys, she's also Kyle's mom, Butter's mom, Token's mom. That was Kyle's mom, yes. Hillary Clinton.
Oh, Hillary Clinton. You do that dog's voice?
I love it. I think so.
South Park's version of it, anyway.
Yeah, South Park's version of it. Plus all the things behind you. Like I see all that stuff behind you. I'm like, so did you always know you wanted to be a voiceover actress, and how did you get into it?
Well, I had no idea what voiceover was. All I knew is that I sang before I could talk. They tell me humming. I would hum, and I just wanted to be an actor. And I didn't know what voiceover was. I came out here and I was struggling. I was teaching because my first degree's in English, and I was teaching at a Hollywood professional school. And one of the kids in my 5th grade class was studying with Dawes Butler. And his mom she had seen me perform, and said, "Oh God, you got to take this class in voiceover." I'm going, voiceover? I don't know. I want to be a serious actress. Sorry, just the arrogance of it. You know what I mean? I was young and stupid. What can I say? So to shut her up, I went to the workshop, and it was like my whole world exploded in a positive way, because I thought, oh my God, I am not limited by anything, and eventually not even my sex, because I've done God knows how many boys throughout my career. And he was a wonderful, wonderful teacher. And because of him, I ended up going on tour with a company called the LA Moving Van and Puppet Company. And I didn't know it was a puppet company, a hand puppet company. And Dawes wrote a monologue for me. And then I did one of my own songs. And so I got in the company not knowing anything about puppets. And it turned out that the director, Paul Hansen, who was brilliant, was looking for actors because he thought it would be easier to teach actors how to work a puppet mouth than it would be to take puppeteers and teach them how to act. So, and what's great about that is between looking for rhythm and how to talk, because most people do this. That is not correct. This is correct. Wow, isn't that the coolest thing in the whole world? Yes, it is. And that's what Dawes used to do. He used to do his characters with just his hands. But anyway, later on when I started dubbing, I didn't know, I had never taken a class. I knew nothing about what it was. They said, oh, well, look at the time code and look at the picture and just go. And that's exactly what I did.
Oh, shit.
And that first job was Harlock, and I was working with 3 people who were major professionals. And I got the job because I could do the little girl's voice. And I mean, now I realize, oh my God, I'm glad I didn't know enough, and I was too stupid to know. I could have been on the spot if I hadn't had that rhythm thing down.
I love that.
Yeah, but all those little things happen. Now I'm going to drop a name. Does the name Barbara Rosenblatt mean anything to you?
She does audiobooks though.
Does
That's
it? Yeah,
different.
but she's also voiceover. She does audiobooks. She's the queen of audiobooks,
Oh,
Barbara
wow.
Rosenblatt. She's done Barbara Streisand's Life, everybody. She's
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
fantastic.
she, and you remind me of her.
Oh, wow.
She has your same your same vitality and speech pattern. I guess you guys all speak the same. See, I have a Brooklyn accent,
Oh, yeah.
So
We all speak the same. No.
so I'd always.
Where are you from?
No matter what, I'd always
Me,
speak with.
originally, I'm from St. Louis.
Oh, see, that's why you don't have an East Coast accent. You're Midwestern. They get away with
No,
murder.
but I would tell you, years ago, I used to do Joan Rivers for conventions and stuff.
Then you have to be
There are
Brooklyn,
certain-
Brooklyn Jew.
Oh, come on. Wake up and smell the decaf. What's the matter with you? What? Come on.
Right.
But there's a certain rhythms. First of all, voice placement. One of the things I teach is about voice production and the different areas of the voice. But there are certain people, there's a natural,
Song.
just a
song.
natural ability to just get into that character. Because I did not create Kyle's mother, Mrs. Broflovsky. That was an incredible actress named Mary Kay Bergman, who has since died. She died in '99. And as a matter of fact, when the year that she died in the fall. And that summer, speaking of the fundraisers we used to do, which for VoiceOver Cares About Life, because I'm pretty sure E.G. was in that show, but so was Mary Kay. We were doing the chorus in that show. And I remember her saying to me, Mo, listen, you could do this announcer thing. This was right before I became the announcer for years for Publix grocery stores. She would encourage me. And 6 months later, I had to listen to her voice to match some of the voices she had created for South
Right.
Park. And I will tell you, that is what got me through that, because you could not have found a kinder, nicer, more talented human being on the planet. She was
I
also
love
the voice
it.
of Snow White.
So you can like pretty much listen to a voice and then copy it.
Some voices, like Joan Rivers' voice, are a lot easier. I am not. I will tell you right now, that is not my biggest strength. There are some voices that are more natural, but I can tell you how to take the voice apart by placement, and especially if you look at people when they're talking, you can see like a forward placement, which is what I use for Digimon when I'm doing Izzy the computer wizard. That's a real forward placement. And when I went into audition for that, I knew he had a lot of exposition. So I was looking for some kind of a placement that would help me really chop off those consonants.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Well, years ago it was easy. Betty Davis or
what a dump.
Tallulah Bankhead. They had definite rhythmic voices. You could pick them up in a minute. Betty was the easiest of all. That's why every drag queen in the world does Betty Davis.
Yeah.
Today it's a little more difficult because people are not so character. They are more themselves.
Exactly.
But I when I get rid of the Brooklyn accent, I sound like a big fag. No, I sound so gay. It's horrible. I really sound gay when I speak correctly.
Listen, there are worse things you can sound like, right?
What?
There are many worse things you can sound like than being gay. That's fine.
No, but it's true. Here we go. Today is a very nice day, and I'm so pleased to have met you. I mean, that sounds so faggy.
Oh,
You know,
you want to try an experiment? I'll tell
What?
you what.
She wants you to try an
I
experiment.
want you to try
absolutely.
Okay. So what was the line you just said? Hello, today's a very nice day.
Yes.
Okay, say it the way you just said it.
Phony or fake or me?
Not just the way you just said it. You said if
Okay.
I
Today is a very nice day.
okay, now here's what I want you to do. I want you to smile and say the same line.
Today is a very nice day.
Can you hear the difference in tone?
Totally, it's hugely different.
Yes.
When a lot of times you'll get direction, especially in commercial copy. Warm it up. Can you be a little warmer?
All right,
if
warm it
you-
up.
If you smile, you automatically lift your palate, and you automatically take. Okay, so here's your mouth. Okay, right? So you're automatically aiming that air here, and it brings it forward, and it utilizes this area more, so it's a fuller sound. So, hi, my name is Mona Marshall. Hi, my name is Mona Marshall. That's simply
Totally
by
different.
smiling.
So if I say that same thing with my Brooklyn accent, it's what was the line?
Today's
Oh,
no,
yeah.
Today's a very nice day.
Today's a very nice day.
not smiling.
You sound like you're ready to take out a gun and shoot some.
That's real Brooklyn.
Very
And
nice.
I'm going
Come
to
here,
say,
I've got something to tell you. Come
wait, I'm going to say it with a smile and see if it changes.
Yeah.
Today is a very nice day.
Yeah, it does change a lot.
Instead of sounding like a gangster with a gun hidden, you sound like a normal New Yorker. There.
Good, because I only play gangsters in all the movies I'm in. I'm in 3 new movies coming up playing again gangsters. No,
Oh,
one is
wow. What
one
movie?
is an horror movies. One is an FBI agent, so I'm away from the gangster. I just shot 2 films as a gangster a couple of months ago.
Cool. I can definitely see that.
Oh,
Yeah.
he plays gangster great.
And the sunglasses is not because I'm a hood. I just had cataract surgery, and
Oh,
the lights in the studio are bright. So every now and then I put them on, I take them off. See, now I look Asian. See,
So now I want to brag about. Okay, so everybody knows you're like big shit in the voiceover world. Now I want everybody to know about your newest, coolest project, because our audience is totally perverted. They're gonna love this. And so you guys, she has a brand new thing she's working on, and there it is. She's got the book. I want to. There we go, and it's called "The Adventures of Puss and Dick: A Survivor's Guide to Relationships."
I love it.
And the website, you guys, is Adventures of Puss N, like the letter N, Dick.com. And it's about a lovely vagina, Maya Puss, and a handsome penis, Marcus Dick, and they're married, and so they're called Maya and Marcus Puss and Dick. I think it shit is hilarious, and I think it's like awesome. And I should also give some credit, because if you go to the website, you guys, adventuresofpussanddick.com, the artist is Annie Karaglanian.
Karaglanian.
Karaglanian, and she did a great job with all the different characters. So tell us a little bit about the Adventures of Puss and Dick, because I think it's hilarious.
Well, it actually started with an idea I had many years ago called How to Prepare Your Love. And what I was noticing is people were getting married and having kids and focusing on their career. You would start out very passionate and very much in love and spending the time and focusing on each other. And then as you got busy with other things in life, you kind of forgot to have those daily, talks and, focus on each other. And so you'd go away for a weekend and it was like, oh my God, where do we begin? So the idea behind the gift was 10 playful seduction recipes written in 10 playful seduction scenarios written in recipe style. And I do pen and ink work, and each heart was surrounded with this. Each heart had a pen and ink lace surrounding it, and it had a song called "Let My Lips Do the Walking," and it had a garter. I'm trying to see if I have any back there. And so the idea would be that you would sit down with your honey and you would read through or actually act out one of the scenarios. So I had raised money for that, and I could not get it off the ground. But the idea of communication and male and female energy, because we both have both. But, feminine approaches things in one way and masculine approaches things differently. That's the whole concept behind yin and yang. So little by little, when I would be in the studio before everything went digital, I would draw. And what I was drawing was penises with faces in them. So I have a lot of erotic art that I've done that I've actually sold throughout the years, mostly in pen and ink. And then I began to think more and more about the idea of, well, what if you strip away all the differences, even if you are whatever sexual bent you have, you still either have a penis or a vagina. And there's a commonality though there with that, because most of us are going to lead with one of those energies, masculine or feminine. So the whole concept behind Adventures of Puss and Dick: A Survivor's Guide to Relationships is being able to step into somebody else's shoes for a moment to create a real communication. So even though it's outrageously funny, there's also some depth to it and some meaning. I drew on my own marriage. I'm married 34 years this time. And
This time.
seems to be working out. And then, so originally it was it was Puss and Dick. Those were the characters. And then I was getting feedback, but because they would act out different scenarios, right? Because it could be anything, not necessarily a couple. Could be an employer and employee. Could be a gay couple. Could be a trans couple, whatever. And so I hang out at a place here called Base Camp High Horse Dinette. And there was a young writer there named Alexander Craven who looked at my presentation. He said, I think you need a writing partner. And when I had done an animatic of this, I had asked Mark Munley, who's the script supervisor for South Park, who I've now known 21 years, if he would help me punch it up and put it together. So when Alex said that, I went to Mark and said, would you be willing to, write this with me and develop it with me? So all during, not this last summer, but 2019, that's what we did. So actually, Maya and Marcus are not currently married.
Okay.
And the town is...
I took that off your website.
I know. May need to change that. I thought we had, actually. But the idea is there's now this town called Humanity Harbor, and they are young filmmakers, and she finds out that she's been left a small television studio in this town by an uncle who she had never met because he had been ostracized for being gay. Because she was a very conservative family, so she never knew she had him. Unfortunately, the reason she got the studio was because there was an accident at the studio right before they were ready to do their very first production on air, because it started out as a theater called Out Damn Spot Out, Macbeth the Musical. And so there were 5 key Puss and Dicks or genitalia who died. And so that is what the whole storyline is based on. Plus, we have a mayor running the town who is a cross-dresser, married to a bitch of a wife who controls him. And his idea is he wants to sell the town to developers. So
are you everybody? Are you voicing every character?
No. We also have an androgynous angel called Venmar, whose sidekick is a dead bird named Fido. And our true antagonist is an amorphous green character. He's here. Let's see if I can see. Look, good. Come on, Mona. Do you remember anything about doing? There we go.
There we go.
That's get away from the sheriff. Get away from the sheriff. There. That's correct. And he is the voice of fear. And because we can all relate to that, because we all deal with that little fear voice that tells us, oh, you can't do that. Oh, she's behaving meanly. Just get at it. And so Drek, our characters can't see, but they can listen to Drek. Venmar works not so much on the nose. Venmar is really the voice of intuition. When we stop listening to the crap, we let that intuition come in.
So hold on, let's go. Let's tell her.
Wait, did you say introducing the clap?
No.
Say what?
I thought you said introducing the clap.
Introducing the CLEP?
Clap, C-L-A-P, I thought you said.
No.
What was that you just said?
I don't know.
What were
I missed it now.
2 or 3 sentences ago, what did you just say? Introducing the what? I don't hear.
Drek.
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 That represents fear is Drek.
Drek.
So you guys,
crap.
So you guys, it's adventuresofpussanddick.com, pussndick.com. They've got t-shirts, books. They have all kinds of stuff. And there's even like some videos that go to the YouTube page. So you can watch all of it. I think everybody should check it out. I think it's something cool. And actually it's something that could actually take off. And I think it's a lot of fun. Somebody actually in the chat room asked if you knew somebody, but now I forgot. It went by so fast. We know
so many people in voiceover. My God, I can't think of one.
I can't think of any of them either now that we're doing it. Besides EG, because we talk to her a lot.
Who's the other one? We have so many. Oh my Lord, why brain dead?
Do you know Anthony Santel Anselmo?
Oh, of course I do. He's on South Park. He's wonderful.
Yeah, somebody in the chat room. Actually, Danny McDermott from the Danny McDermott Show is in there, and he's friends with him. So he wanted to know if you knew him. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, no, he's a blast. When South Park was doing South Park at the studio, I would always make sure I went by and saw to say hello to him. Because our call time normally when South Park is in studio is my call time is 10 o'clock at night, which is great.
Really?
Yeah, because Do you know anything about South Park?
Well,
It's
I
very
watched
timely.
it, but I don't know anything else
Everything
about it.
is done in 1 week. Everything is done in 1 week.
So the whole episode.
The whole episode. So usually Trey will write stuff and he'll go in and record. And then those of us who are doing voiceover, besides him, will go in, listen to his voice, and then record on Tuesdays. And then
Do you
it's
have
aired the next day.
Now question.
Yes.
There are we have 4.5 million people watching this show. So out of that 4.5, there's got to be 50 million that want to do voiceover.
Half the people in the chat room want to do
I mean,
it.
everybody and their mother wants to do voiceover, like everybody and their mother wants to do a talk show now. But anyway, how would you guide someone? Could you tell them how they
Get
start
advice. What would you
Yeah, how
give them?
could
What
you-
would be your
yeah,
advice to get
to
started?
get started as a voiceover person?
I can only tell you what I did. My background in English, because you study the word, helped a lot.
No, I don't mean that. I mean, who do you contact? How do you
Who
get?
do you contact for
do you
voiceover?
do you send in a voiceover
Oh, yeah, you need to send in a demo tape.
a demo kit? Yeah.
And there are plenty of people that'll put them together. However, there are certain things that unless you really know what you're doing, you can get trapped into. For instance, just because you can do a funny voice doesn't mean you can sustain that voice. Just because you can do a voice that's already on television doesn't mean that you
Could do another
how are
one.
you going to go with that?
Exactly.
So I tell people, it's one of the reasons I started doing classes in voice production is I wanted people to know how to use their instrument,
Right.
their voice. And that takes more than just, oh, I can do a funny voice. Look at me.
Right.
it-
Right. What could you do for Fran Drescher? I love her. She's a good friend. We
What can
love
I
her.
do for her? I
She's
don't
been on our show.
Treasure needs anything from me. honey.
Fran has been on our show,
She's
and
brilliant.
and when she was on our show, her voice wasn't quite like the nanny. She really put it on thicker
Oh, yeah.
for the nanny, but you could still hear that Queen's accent, that and that Jewish kind of layback. Oh, already the sing song. Oh, over there. So what would you do for her? Could you ever get her to sound normal or tradition?
I would probably talk to her, work with her on placement. If she really wanted, first of all, no matter what you do, you have to really want it. I did a lot of knocking on doors before I got my first job. So you got to really want to do this. And it's like anything else. You didn't just step off the street, you two, and just start doing a talk show, did you?
No.
No, I was an actor for 63 years.
My
But
point is,
but
it takes.
seems that everybody and their mother today being trapped at home is doing a talk show, and some of them are really terrible. I mean, why they're even attempting it, I'll never know. But it's the new thing, talk show.
Well, it's like, and I get a lot of everybody thinks they can do voiceover because they've
Well,
got
only because voiceover pays so well. I know a lot of actors, which we can't think of one friggin' name, who do voiceover as well as acting, and they say voiceover really pays well.
And a couple weeks ago, does he's Batman in all the Batman?
Yeah, all the
he plays
Batman.
Commissioner Gordon on all the cartoons.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, who were you saying?
I forgot his name. Bruce. He's
No.
the guy from Legally Blonde. I forgot his
Not
name.
Bruce Wayne.
No.
Yeah, he does Batman and everybody. And voiceover pays if you're lucky to get a good gig. Voiceovers
Once you've established yourself, like
pays quite a bit.
Sure. It's certainly what's helping me develop Adventures of Puss and Dick. So there you go.
absolutely.
Well, I love Puss. Does Puss and Dick ever get together romantically?
Oh yeah, they live together.
No, but do they ever get together romantically?
Oh yes,
Like,
darling. Yes.
He wants
Yeah,
to know
we're
if you're
working on our
swimming.
fourth episode as a pitch episode right now.
so Puss goes in for the warm tunnel. I don't know
Dick
what.
goes in for the warm tunnel. It's very interesting.
They told me
Quite an analogy.
in the chat room they said to say that the pandemic special last week on South Park was epic. I don't know if you're in it or not, but because I didn't see it, but they said it was awesome.
Oh, it was awesome. And you have to consider what they did. This is a show that they were used to doing all in the studio in that 1 week.
Yeah, that's
So
a
they
lot.
had to figure- they first of all, they really cared enough about their fans. They were set to do a movie, and then the pandemic hit.
Right.
So they talked to all of us and basically did not want to disappoint their fans. They knew how much they needed something like this during the time of pandemic. So each and every one of us were set up in our studios with their equipment. They controlled everything. The work that it must have taken to be able to do for Trey to look, and all the producers to be able to look at all the backgrounds and the sync and the animation took enormous coordination and time to pull that off. Plus the writing was hysterically funny.
You know,
So-
I do a movie in 10 days. Try doing that.
That's true. But
I mean, shooting a horror movie with props, you know, kind of demon puppet thing. It's a lot of work, and they give you.
yes.
I work 12-hour days. What's your day?
For South Park, all I do is step over to the microphone. For them, you're talking 18 hours at
Yeah,
least.
you have to do it in 10 days.
Oh,
Week and a week.
yeah, it's animation. Nobody does. You do understand that there's not another company that does animation here.
yeah. Right.
Certain things are done here, and then it's shipped out.
Right.
The reason that started was because they didn't know how to do it. They just figured, oh, this will work, and they. So
But
with 96
animation today is mostly still the mouth moves. Years ago, Disney, they made characters that were human.
well,
The
that's true.
cartoons were far more, and I don't think they shot those in 10 days.
No,
They
but-
must have taken months
Right.
and
Well,
months.
I thought a lot of the animation movies nowadays, like Frozen and stuff, they take like years to do those movies.
yes.
Years. So
But
do it.
take a look. You have to understand that what drives South Park is the theme. You're
Right.
talking about very dark humor that is very topical.
Yeah, but
Yes.
it's a wonderful show. I watch it.
I
also.
love it. I think it's
I
fabulous.
watch it when I catch it.
So real quick, because we've only got 5 minutes. Do you have? First of all, you guys, you should.
Mona, where do you live?
I live in Glendale, California.
Oh, Glendale.
Where do you
nice.
Where are you guys coming from?
Palm Springs.
Oh, how nice! How's the
Yeah.
weather?
Well, now, thank God, this weekend it's going to cool down. The heat's over. So now
Yeah.
we have the most glorious weather for the next 7 months.
That's
So
right.
hold on, you guys can follow Mona. She's on Instagram. It's Mona Marshall Voices. It's MonaMarshall Voices. She puts up all kinds of fun videos on her Instagram every day. She doesn't do her Twitter, so you might as well not go to her Twitter because I was on it and I was like, oh yeah,
I
she
wanna
hasn't
ask her
been
a
here.
question. I'm brain dead.
Okay,
What character do you play on South Park?
she plays a whole bunch of them.
All
I
of them.
play Kyle's mom, Mrs.
That's the
Profile,
best. That's an awesome one.
and I
Okay.
play Butter's mom. I play Tweet's
Token's mom.
Right.
I'm sorry. I
No,
think
no. Now I know.
one
who
time
you-
I did Token's mom. I don't know if I do it now.
Oh,
'Cause a lot
okay.
of times you come in and it's like you might have done that character once, 10 years ago, huh? But
No,
but I
now
just-
when I watch the show, I will know who you are.
and I do
Right,
red.
your name, your voice sounds a little familiar now that we think about it. Do the mother. Give me a line.
She did it.
from-
That was the whole Jewish
Oh my
thing.
God, darling, what would you like me to say?
That's
Yeah,
the whole
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
You
well,
can say anything you want.
Yeah, I got it. I know who you are.
Do you have a character that's
You're
your
funny.
favorite?
I love
like a
your
favorite character?
I don't
like,
have
out
a
of all the-
favorite character, but this guy, if you have any people throughout Asia, let me see. Doraemon. See the little guy behind me with the
Yeah.
big red mouth?
Yes.
That's Doraemon. And he ran on the Disney Channel for a while. He is an icon in throughout most of Asia.
And he's a crazy little wild robotic cat who comes here from the future to save his buddy's great grandson. Because if he doesn't shape up, then the people in the future won't be around. And I have a little bag of tricks, and I am totally cool. Yes,
I love that.
That's
So that's
terrific.
Doraemon. And I
Now-
love
now-
doing him.
Let me throw a real right hook question to you.
So
Got 2 minutes. So
Okay. Your voice goes because of a flu. What do they do?
that happened to me during a South Park run when I had a lot of lines and everybody was sick. And so because I had a lot of lines, I went in Thursday. They wanted me to go in Friday and I just didn't have it. And so I asked if I could come Saturday instead to give my voice a rest. So I drank tea and honey and rested and saved what I could. So I went in and recorded that Saturday morning. And then Tuesday, we needed to repeat a lot of the lines, but I just took it as easy as I could.
But you were
So-
able to bluff. You bluff it.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I would hate to try, although I'm sure they would have pulled in somebody who could have, done the voice, but still, it's kind of
But
hard.
you don't want that to happen either, because then you don't want anybody to like stand you.
Well, there's that too. Yes, indeed. The only time South Park ever missed a deadline was when somebody had hit a transformer and all the electricity went out. Other than that, in 24 years, they have never missed a deadline.
I gotta love it. All right, so we're
years,
out of time.
Wait, how many years has it been on the air?
96. Started in 96.
24 years.
How
And
many
I've
years?
been there
24.
Wow.
I've been with them
It's
since
that
2000.
long?
That's awesome.
That long, 24 years?
Yeah.
I didn't think it was
I
that
love it.
long.
All right, everybody. So this is Mona Marshall. We
Good-
want to thank
good
you
for you, Mona.
We want to thank you for coming on the show because we're out of time, and we want to thank the chat room for tuning in.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your fabulous career, and everybody check out adventuresofpussindick.com because we want to get it to launch all over the
So,
planet.
darling, I'll be looking for you. You shouldn't.
Oh,
you shouldn't.
Lucia.
You shouldn't eat too much because you get a little indigestion. You got to do some chicken soup. It's good for you, darling.
Oh, yeah, I'm the only Jew in the world that hates chicken soup.
Listening to Mama. Mama doesn't tell you the wrong thing. I'm telling you the truth.
How sweet.
I'm telling you the
Thank
truth.
you,
my darling.
Mona. Bye
You're welcome,
bye.
guys.
Hey, everybody. Thanks so
Bye,
much for tuning
Mona.
in. We'll see you
Bye-bye.
guys next week.
Bye, honey.
Bye.
She's so nice. Very informative. Very smart girl. Good voices. South Park. I like that little cartoon.
All right, everybody. We'll see you guys next week. I don't know if we're still on or not.
I don't know if we're on, if we got cut off, but anyway, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy. Bye-bye.
Can turn out to be so wrong.
Yeah, we in the mix. Yeah, we in the mix. It's another episode. Here we go. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Interviewing the hottest, newest, and truest of today's celebrities. Make sure to subscribe so you can get notified weekly. Jimmy Star, he's the king of cool. Ron Russell, he's a gorgeous dude. Chat room is live and you would be a fool not to vibe with us at the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Come watch it live on W4CY Radio. Miss some past episodes? Download on iTunes. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. It's the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell.